Selling ghetto hills. Get out. Yeah. Some of that Carolina shit. All them country boys and country girls around the world. Yeah. One more time.
Yo, what's good? What's going on? We back at you once again with the Insomniatic Podcast. I got a couple things I want to get into. It's been a cool weekend, man. I had a lot of stuff that happened this weekend that I'm excited about. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people that know me know that I should be excited about these things. So, I'm going to get right into it. First things first. This weekend down here in Texas where I'm at, we had my guy Scotty ATL come through with this Show Your Grill tour. And with him he had Drummer Boy, he had Luke Nasty, Killeen, Texas' very own Spark Dog, very talented cat, man. This gave me a chance to actually find out who he was as well, and he is actually signed to Drummer Boy for Drum Squad Records. Check him out, man. You see us picture right there. Was at the Blueprint Lounge down here in Killeen, Texas, and man, it was a vibe. It definitely was a vibe. They killed it. They were making grills on the spot, man. Look, it was a dope ideology. It wasn't just your average party, and it's definitely inspirational for somebody like myself that's aspiring to take the same path. I met Scotty through my guy DJ Aries like over 10 years ago, man, with the Cool Club, Mastermind. Shout out to Mastermind. J. Rain, Kissy Lee, it was a lot of Cool Club members back then at that time that we were, just trying to get behind and push, because as you push them, they push you type deal. That's always been my guy DJ Aries' thing, and he, put us up on game on how to actually grow a following. And a lot of people who were up under DJ Aries with the whole hood hard DJs, hood hard, hit makers, they went on to do their own thing independently, man. I think we all have done well in our own right. But it's just a cool thing to see somebody like him keep going. He got his new song out with CeeLo Green and K-Camp, and that shit is very, very dope, man. Check it out, look it up. I'm telling you, they played it. It's a dope Erykah Badu sample in the background. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Official. But just check that out, man. For real, it is official. It's very official, man. And I had the privilege to actually witness everything out there. And like I said, he brought Drummer Boy with him. If you're not familiar with Drummer Boy, when you hear yeah, boy, yeah, or listen to this track at the beginning of the song, that means he produced it. Just to give you an idea, I'll name a few tracks that he actually produced to help you out, so you don't have to go and do that much homework. But yeah, he produced, let's see, Pastor Troy and DSGB. If you're from where I'm from, you know about this. But Off in This Game, Boys in the Hood, Trap Niggas, that was one of my joints as well. Jeezy, Standing Ovation, Plies and T-Pain, Shawty. Let's see, Gorilla Zoe and Young Jock, Juice Box. Listen, it's so many. I mean, you could go on. Put On For My City, Plies, Plenty Money, Lost with Gorilla Zoe and Lil Wayne. Listen, man, I could stop right there, okay? But look, this is an autographed copy of this book from him to me, pictured right there. And of course, y'all know when I finish reading it, I'm gonna do a review on it, just like I did with Jeezy's book. I'm definitely a big Drummer Boy fan, for real. Just like I'm a Jeezy fan, and he's been a big part of a lot of artists' sound, and a lot of the hits they wouldn't have without him, man. But Show Your Grill tour. They got Dallas up next. They going around the whole country, man. It's dope. if they come to your city, check it out because you'll really like it, man. But I'm gonna move along. Shout out to them guys. Like I said, Scotty ATL on Instagram. Check out everything he got going on. He's making grills. He made Issa Rae grills. If you see on the red carpet, like he made that. He did a whole schedule for the Atlanta Hawks with their opponents and a grill for every team that they play. It's sick. He was on the Steve Harvey show, man. It's a lot of stuff. And he's a down-to-earth cat, always has been. And that's one of the reasons that I support dude like I do because, you know, people can get to a certain level and be Hollywood, but the fact that dude just want to grind and he's humble, like, I rock with that all day. Check out Drummer Boy, Drum Squad, Spark Dog, everybody is part of the tour and everything that they got going on, man. But I'm definitely going to move to my next subject so I could, you know, change it up a little bit. So, you know, I'm a big Jeezy fan, man, and that's my guy. I don't personally know Jeezy, but, you know, maybe one day. But I don't want to speak on that negatively on my platform that got anything to do with Snow. But I will say this has been trending in the news heavily that him and his wife have decided to divorce. He's the one who actually filed. They had a prenuptial agreement in place, and he's actually filing for partial custody of their kid. Right now, it's unclear what exactly went on, but hey, you know, all parties involved feel like it's the best thing to do. So, prayers to them. Hopefully, you know, it's a smooth transition to normal life, man. You know, sometimes you force stuff, and then it just make it even worse. I done been there, and sometimes people hate you in the end, and there ain't no need for it because at the end of the day, you're just trying to do what's best. You see where stuff is headed sometimes, man. So, shout out to Snow. Shout out to Jenny Ma, however you say it. I'm sorry if I messed that up. But definitely, you know, just wishing them both the best as they proceed on in life, you know, with their next endeavors. Also, you know, in other news, similar thing. Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert, they have decided to call it quits. But they say they're on good terms. They kind of let it be public so they could be known that, you know, it might sound like it's a bad thing, but they're real cool, and they just decided, hey, we're going to go ahead and do this like this. We're just going to move on. You know, we're good friends, great co-parents. And she pretty much wanted to jump out there ahead of everything and just debunk everything before it gets started. And I definitely can respect that, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, people make narratives, especially when they don't have a lot of facts about something. They'll make their own narrative and just be like, hey, I'm sure this is what's going on, and you don't really know, you know, and they shouldn't be in people's business like that anyway, but, you know, entertainment industry is a monster. You ask for that, you sign up for that when you join it, so it is what it is. But enough bad news. Move on to the next thing. If you want, you can actually look into this specific video that I got pulled up. But basically, Young Thug's father came out and he spoke about a lot of things on this interview right here. And pretty much, you know, she asked him all the questions that she had. She let people chime in and ask some questions as well. And somebody chimed in on the infamous Sylvia's interview time and said, hey, how do you feel about Gunna? And Thug's dad replied, he loves Gunna, you know, and that Gunna hasn't said or done anything in the case that could hurt their case. And, you know, that this narrative that's going on about Gunna is false. I'm not sure if this is exactly how Thug feels about everything, but for somebody that close to him to come out and say that, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't say it if they thought it put a bad taste in Thug's mouth. So I think that's interesting because certain people jump the gun in the industry and they actually went ahead and dissed Gunna, you know, kind of feeling like they knew how Thug felt, and maybe if they were wrong, you know, they're going to have to eat that or apologize or whatever, however that may go. But, you know, as we all see, this whole situation gave Gunna the motivation that he needed to be more than great, man. This guy took this situation and made the album of the year almost, I would say. I mean, to me personally, there's only one album I could say that I think is just as good, if not better, and that's Killer Mike's album. Michael. It's phenomenal. I don't know, man. I think we're gonna find out sooner or later how Thug really feels, and if Thug has forgiven Gunna or feels like that Gunna was just tricked, it's a lot of people who gonna have to recant the stuff they were out here saying and doing, man. And I think that you have to, if you're not inside of a situation, you kind of got to carry yourself differently. You can't just jump out there like you know stuff. And it's a lot of people who gonna have to stand on some stuff that they said and they did, I believe. But moving on to my next subject. I want to know, and I'm going to bring in somebody, I know y'all heard from him a lot. My guy, Jamarcus McCain, my brother from another mother, Jay McCain. Bro, welcome. So this subject right here that I'm going to bring you in on, it's going to be who you got if you had to choose between Yin Yang Twins or Phil Mob. Just as I guess who was the most successful, who was the most impactful. I know it depends on your time. Which time. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. Finish what you were about to say.
No, I was just gonna say I think it depends. It probably would depend on the timeline where you were when they dropped, what age you were, what you were doing, stuff like that. But I just want to know your opinion, and everybody else leave your opinions in the comments, because that is always something that I look for and look to see, because I want to know how everybody feel. But yeah, bro.
I mean, to be honest with you, like if you really look at it to the point of, or to the degree that you're looking at it, it's like, man, he ain't really had some songs, but yet again, I don't want to get in that mindset where it's like I'm in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I literally asked that question. I'm like, man, is Yin Yang something I'm gonna listen to, like just on some regular shit? You know what I'm saying? But it was like they had a lot of emphasis in the club, and I'm thinking like, man, the fact that like you got like Little John literally make a staple, and I'm not just saying a song, I'm gonna say a staple to the black community, to the windows, to the walls. But exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fact that like Phil Mom, I'm not gonna act like it. We ain't seen him on 106 and Park. And I'm not just using that as like that little bit of like, damn, that's what I know them for. I'm saying is like, man, if you look at Yin Yang Twins though, it's like, man.
Drop my theme music.
Coach
Prime.
I ain't want to say that. I'm not even trying to use that. I'm just really like, cause like I want that to be its own conversation. But yes, that is one of Coach Prime's top songs that he said he'd like to come out to. And I know as much as everybody is right now on a high for Colorado, which I know this is another subject, and we'll get into that later. But yes.
Yeah, man.
I'll leave it where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, okay. The way I feel with this right here is like, so I like my graduation year, right? Like Yin Yang was dropping, just hit after hit after hit after hit, and that's also like kind of like the same year I started clubbing. Like I hadn't clubbed before that because I wasn't really feeling that joint like that. But then like going there and hear, freaking whistle while you twerk, shake it like a salt shaker.
Crazy.
Alley, stand up and get crunk. Them they wasn't just.
Hey, matter of fact that you said that, I was gonna think. Stand up and you say that. Wasn't that like the national anthem for like HBCs?
Oh yeah, HBCUs was every band at every HBCU was rocking that for sure. And definitely Jackson State when Prime Coach Prime came through there, man. He got a now even past HBCUs. They doing that at
Yeah.
Colorado. I mean, how many years later, bro? You feel me? And I think that particular thing is probably what will put Yin Yang over the top. Is that they stood the test of time as far as stuff like that. Like they when they last album dropped, who knows? But
Hey,
people still rocking tracks from them. You know, when that joint come on, it's the ladies gonna get the shaking. You know, they gonna start moving, bro. Definitely. You was about to say something?
I was just kind of just gonna like actually agree with you. Like I was gonna just what you were saying. Like that makes more sense than anything. Like yeah, I mean once that come on, that's literally like the energy of the stadium
But I
or the
think
energy of the team. Like
right. Now I do think that Field Mob is more of a if you know type thing. Like
okay,
all I know is I done been down this road before. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody might not know that, but the people who do know it, they still pull it up and play it. My shouted and cut me loose. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's countless song.
true.
Yeah, man. I mean, the list goes on. They got a lot of hits. Field Mob does. Um, it's just like you just have to actually have been impacted or played it, you know, while they was hot. You remember what you was doing when it was going on, which is
Yeah,
I still think you can't discount what they did. And then at the time, it wasn't no people coming from where they came from that was getting signed like that neither. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to think about the song Luda be on, like Georgia. That was a Field Mob song.
you
Georgia,
know,
we on the
good.
grind and all the time. It ain't nothing on our mind, but we ain't
Yeah,
playing with you.
anybody that would put like ATL in their top five list of movies would literally be like, you gotta accept the fact that that was in the beginning of the
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, so I think they did a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and then Yin
movie.
Yang,
Yes.
most of the stuff they did was like in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? But I hate that Nardo Chief ain't here with us tonight to to discuss something he brought to my attention, which is if you could start a super group with the two best female rappers of all time in your
Sheesh, that's a
perspective,
crazy
who,
conversation.
yeah, who would you choose, bro? Who would you pick, or who would y'all
I
pick?
got mine already. I want to hear yours.
Okay, yeah, but before I say mine, I just want to say everybody who sees this, please put it in the comment section because
Hey,
this was tough. It wasn't easy to decide who will be my two. And I'm not saying that these are the absolute greatest female artists
no,
of all time.
say less. This is this is a opinion.
Yeah, I
Like
just think that
anybody who ever say your opinion in this part right here matters like anybody else because at the end of the day, it's an opinion.
yeah,
Nobody's saying anything in like stone or anything like this. Like, bro, it's because at the end of the day, the question that you would have to ask on anything would be like, okay, are we talking about what we define as rappers now, or are we define as because like me and you talked about this earlier, Nicki. You're gonna have so many people like I like Nicki. It's like, but Nicki's like the Drake of female rappers.
yeah, she's singing rap. I
You know
think
what I'm saying?
ultimately this question just has to be answered by the best combination of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would make the
Exactly.
best two people together to make a group? You can't pick the best female artist just out of two, and it's not even close to being one. I think that you just have to do like a top 10, which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a top
Love to
10
hear that.
female artists.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna do that because I'm interested to know, what people think because, I agree with or it's like female rap is bigger than it's ever been as far as having the voice and the platform. It's not that it's bigger than it's ever been as far as talent. I think that it's actually been more weaponized now that it's a bigger platform. Like more women would be empowered if the women rapping back then had the same platform and was saying the message they were saying back then. So like one of the people in my two is MC Light. Now you think about what she was rapping about, and you give her today's platform and social media and all that shit, and let her say the stuff that she was saying. Or you give it to Queen Latifah when she was like UNITY. That shit's gonna empower women on a different level than being out of town, thugging with her around, her pink, her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh my god.
bro,
Hey,
it's
I'm just gonna
weaponized.
say something to you. I'm
What's
gonna
up?
leave this situation alone. No, I'm gonna get into it. But what you just said, you said a mouthful,
Hmm. I'm just saying, bro.
and I'm about to piss people off with that shit.
What's up?
No, I want you to finish what you saying, but I'm gonna piss people. I literally, bruh, this what you just said. I literally had a conversation, and I'm gonna say I had a conversation with an employee I work with, and we were literally talking about that. This is the thing, man. It's crazy as fuck that you say that, but I'm having a conversation with her, and I'm not no racist ass mother. I'm literally having a conversation with a white guy.
Mm-hmm.
He literally asked me, "Dog, do you fuck with Sexy Red?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "You don't?" And I was like, "Well, why would you say that?" He's like, "Man, I'm just saying because everybody loves Sexy Red." I'm like, "That shit is trash to me." He was like, "I just want to know it's trash too," but I didn't want to like jump off the fan base. And I was like, "Bro, if you like music, you like music. Don't have no opinion about it, like to the point where you feel like you're offending me about it." I'm like, if you don't fuck with Sexy Red or you don't fuck with Suki or whatever the fuck her name is, you don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah. I think that
Cause
they are industry plants. Like they were planted in the industry too, and it's not their fault. I think that just like it's like the same executives who won't sign people that got substance in their music who trying to talk about something positive. It's the same people who like, yo, we need you. You a star. And who gonna say, oh no, y'all don't need me because I'm not a star. Like hell yeah, they gonna say okay, bam, because these people lives still changed. You know what I'm saying? Like when they got these deals, when they got put in these spotlights, it was different from what they were experiencing. So they life changed, their egos grew, it boosted. All of that shit in their heads. But like I think that it's like this: if you get hot in the music industry one way, if you try to change it, your label gonna be like, nah, either you do what the people love you for or we gonna drop you, you know and I don't think they could stop if they wanted to, but I don't think they're at a point where they want to stop. But I think that they won't realize that they are being used as a weapon until they grow enough to be like, I want to change. And then the people who behind them gonna be like, no, we can't have that. Mm-mm.
But see, that part right there, that's the part where I like not necessarily like disagree with you. I feel like what you said is a true statement, but the only part I like kind of like totally disagree with is because I don't think we're built for that. And what I'm saying is like, you know how they use that statement, ignorant is bliss. I
Mm-hmm.
really feel like these people really believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be ignorant and people will follow me up on it because it's like one of the things I thought to myself, like if you didn't watch this past game where Aaron Rodgers got injured, hey, the same person that we're talking about, Sexy Red, she was out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was out there. Sauce Gardner, I think that's his name for the Jets, ran up and gave her a hug. But when she was out there, she literally had her outfit on and she had a stack of money in her hand. The thing
Yeah, she
that
did
I
have
was
it.
thinking to myself, and I'm not trying to put it on to a point where like white people that got money, they don't show them. No, it's more of like why are you out there with a stack of cash in your hand being like, I made it? And it's like, no, show your worth by just being like, I'm out there.
Well, and not to cut you off, but I was thinking the same thing when I saw the owner of the Jets walk down the sideline and come up to her. I was like, "Do you know how silly you look holding up a stack of cash beside somebody that fucking paid?" Like, no,
Like,
like it was embarrassing to see. Like it. I don't feel like, and it's no diss to her. I don't dislike Sexy Red, but I don't feel like she knows no better. Or even if she planned to come out there with that cash like that, like how did she know that the owner was gonna walk down and want to take a picture with her? So I get it. I'm not blaming. I don't blame her for anything going on with the whole situation.
respect. I respect what you. I respect that what you just said.
Yeah, I don't blame her for none of it. But I do understand the the plan for her, the purpose. Like, yeah, she gonna live her life. She's gonna change her family's life. But it's like when I talk about the music industry, having dealings with private prisons and shit like that, and they'll make one guy filthy rich, give him 50. I ain't gonna say 50, $20 million, for some shit, crazy ass record deal or something. But you locking up 3 million, people who are influenced by your music, and then they making more than what they done gave you. So it's a flip. You know what I mean? And it's not to be preachy or nothing like that, but I just feel like there's pawns in this game, and like when you talk about the influence of the people of color, I think it's a whole different game. I think that people can't understand why people of color have the influence that they have, but they have interest in the influence. They have interest in investing in that influence and controlling it. And I think that people of color don't realize that shit goes on. You know.
It's chess and checkers.
Yep. Yep.
It's chess and checkers.
Yes, sir.
I know there was a situation or there was a topic that you wanted to bring up later on, and I kind of think I want to bring that into what we're talking about now.
What's that?
I'm talking about when I think about the Colorado State game, and when I say the whole chess checkers, and I'm not trying to like inject this into a whole different conversation, but it does kind of lie down to what I was thinking about. Something is like I seen like was one player that big of a difference maker into a game?
Which player?
Travis Hunter.
I mean, I feel like that Travis Hunter's influence on the game can't be denied because he's playing both sides of the ball. But I think that what happened to him influenced the game. Like the cheap shot. I think that shit kind of, like the coaches had words. I think that, of course, that fueled the players and stuff. But I think that the cheap shot on Travis Hunter was far more disrespectful than anything that had happened all week long. And I think that, it made it more passionate to aspire to come back from that adversity.
Hey, it's not a cheap shot. What are you talking about? The refs didn't call it.
Bro, that play was over with. And
the refs didn't call it.
They did.
It's not a cheap shot.
There's that, but you know what? They didn't throw a flag on Shador for running up on him neither, because they knew they should have called it. You know what I mean?
The only reason why I'm saying that is because I thought that was funny as hell. I was like, any other time that would have been a flag.
They would have ejected the player.
No. The fact that the NCAA was trying to teach not only Colorado, they were trying to say, Dion, I don't give a fuck what nobody say, and I'm gonna say it, and it's gonna be unapologetic or whatever. NCAA was trying to teach a lesson to Dion, and guess what? His team prevailed.
Yep. And it
They
was
literally was like,
historic yet
"You
again.
need to stay in your place."
Yet again, it was something historic that he done just coming straight in the door. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
every part of their season and through 3 games has been the most exciting stuff in their conference for probably since the conference existed. And you talking about in a building where they was 1-11 last year, 1-12, something like that. They
No. 1-11. They were
one
one and
and 11.
11. Yes.
Yeah. So you talking about in a building where last year the fans sat in the stands and watched a team lose 11 games, and you come in 3 games and do something each game this historic.
Oh, I don't even mean to cut you off. I'm gonna tell you something that I was talking to my cousin earlier about. Even the average ticket price was like $170. Dion gets it. The average ticket's like $500.
Yeah, which is nut, and they still packed out. Still, so that's wild. But it's another subject. I feel like on all my episodes, I always spoke on this guy, and ever since he went down and his injury, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pretty much will update everyone. So I want to definitely speak on Aaron Rodgers, man. Um, Aaron Rodgers pretty much had a quick surgery. They believe that they did that so that his road to recovery can begin and they can try to rehab him and potentially make it back by playoff time. But I just gotta say that if if they play all season like they have played today, there will be no playoff time. He might as well take his time and heal the right way, because let me tell you how the performance today from the Jets. Whoo! I mean, they were getting picked apart. It was like interception after interception after interception after freaking interception. Like they need to
Just like Jet Middle School.
they need to get somebody on the phone, bro. Like like they talk all this trash about Colin Kaepernick and stuff like that. But it's funny. Who's the guy, man, you were talking about? We were like Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert been in the fucking league for God knows how many years as a backup, just with mediocre talent. But Colin Kaepernick can't even be a backup. Like, that's collusion, bro. You can't convince me it's not. There are other quarterbacks available too who's looking for work, I'm sure. Shit, like I heard my cousin Rock from the Rock the Bells podcast say, "Hey, I would hit up New Orleans and see what Jameis Winston got going on. Try to make an offer for him. Like, it's options out there instead of just throwing your season down the drain trying to go with Zach Wilson. Like, yeah, that game against Buffalo, that was like, okay, maybe he can redeem himself. Maybe he can hold it down until Aaron comes back. And I know the Cowboys have been making everybody look crazy. Everybody, except for when
Time out. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna. I hope this is like a 2-part conversation about this situation. So, funny thing you said about the Jets, and I'm gonna use this, and I think you got on my ass about it because you were like, "Who was my team last time we talked on this podcast?" I told you I'm a TB fan. I always been a TB fan. The Jets, they literally was like, "Oh, we should reach out to Tom Brady." See, why in the hell would Tom Brady come back to the Jets and get his ass fucked up?
Right.
That's the first thing.
And he got to give up his ownership stake in the Raiders.
Like, he's not gonna do that bullshit. Nah. Second of all, so this thing of like the Cowboys, I get it. We're on a high right now.
They ain't playing nobody.
The Cowboys, like I said, I might be the unpopular opinion on your podcast, or we call it our podcast, whatever. I might be the unpopular opinion to this. The Cowboys remind me of really right now the high that Colorado was on. And I'm just going to use this as my example. We're not going to have like Colorado couldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, they absolutely lost the whole game
You see what I'm
until
saying?
the end of
We're
the game.
not going to have like the Cowboys. Yes, you want to sit there. And the reason why I'm saying this, like comparing them to, is I'm not to a point where it's like they're neck and neck with each other how they played. No, what I'm saying is Cowboys and the Cowboy fans treat the same team the same way they always ever do. Y'all 2-0 right now. It's like, oh, we got this shit. And it's just like, no, y'all gonna end up meeting somebody that's gonna beat your ass, and I'm waiting for it. And when it happens, I want all that shit that you're talking right now to go out the window.
I understand. I can't disagree with that. You know who I feel like is going to be the ones to beat them? San Francisco, of course.
That's fine. I have more faith in y'all because y'all have been more proven than the boys.
We have been more tested. You know, like
I have more respect for Amazon Prime, the boys, than I have for the Dallas
Cowboys. Well, look, I'm gonna say a couple scores from today because it is Sunday. We still got a game tomorrow though, but 49ers beat the Rams 30-23. The Rams did kick a field goal as time expired to make the score look better.
You got all the scores? Because I got you if you want. Because I got them.
No, I got them. I think I got them.
Okay.
Tomorrow is actually 2 games.
Yes, sir.
They come on an hour apart. That's the Saints and the Panthers, and the Browns and the Steelers. You know, I'm not gonna say times because I'm in a different time zone. So you know, you just look into that. The Vikings and the Eagles played, of course, Thursday night. Eagles won 34-28. We talked about that on last episode, and you mentioned that Kirk Cousins in primetime does not play good, and it actually happened just like that. So the Packers and the Falcons was a good game. It was a great game. It was a 1-point game. The Falcons won by 1 point, and it was a field goal, you know, at the end of the game. And
they clawed their way out of the game.
Yeah, because the Packers led most of the game. The Raiders, man, and the Raiders in the Bills game, the Raiders came out looking good. They did. I literally put a post up and was like, the Raiders look good, and then it went downhill from there. It didn't age well. It didn't age well at all. It's 38-10. Josh Allen got in his bag. The rest was history. But you know, I'm a Jimmy G fan, man. You know, because I'm a Niner and I ride with my dogs even when we have to let them go. Ravens Bengals, 27-24 Ravens. The game wasn't as close as it seemed, but at the end, the Bengals kind of drew closer to catching up. Seahawks and Lions was 37-31 Seahawks. The Colts and Texans is 31-20. Listen, bro, I want to say this too. 31-20, the Colts did win, but their quarterback, he got to stop scrambling so much. Today and the last game, he had to be like taken out of the game for injury purposes. You know what I'm saying? And I think today was like, huh?
Who is a quarterback? I'm not like.
Daggone. Hold on, because I don't want to tell you that wrong. His last name is
Colts, right?
Yeah.
Who exactly is their quarterback? I'm not like it's not hitting me right now.
Ain't it like Richardson? It's something.
I thought that was who they signed as the running back.
I don't know, cause like I definitely don't have it up on my screen, and
I'm not. It's all good, but no, I'm just like I'm asking questions while I'm listening to it. Like when I get it, you know what I'm saying? It's.
Yeah, I know.
I literally looking at these certain things that you're saying, and I'm just like, okay, so I have to analyze these teams the way I need to analyze them. Same way I think about college, same thing way I think about the NFL. It's just like, man, okay, I'm looking at this in a narrow mindset. Like, okay, so this is just what week 3. for some people, and it's just like, damn. As much as the effort or the anticipation I have for the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm not seeing that right now. Like, it's one of those situations like, oh man, I think Joe Burrow gonna have a nice come out year, and it's like they fucking suck right now.
The offseason matters, bro, and he's proving that right now. You got to be a part of the offseason. You know, you got to stay on your game. I mean, it's kind of like with the NBA, how Luka Doncic, he goes and he balls overseas in the offseason. Like, then when it's time to play, he be on his shit because it matters.
I need you to get you a jersey. It's gonna say Lakers Doncic.
No. If we let go of Luka, I might leave Dallas, man. And you know, I'm a Dallas Maverick.
You might as well, man. Y'all let go of Dirk.
Dirk went to the house, man. That's Hall of Fame status, bro. But Richardson is the quarterback for the Colts. Garner Minshew came and finished the game with his big ass mustache. No, let me stop. So look,
like Super Mario,
well, I'm trying to tell you, Luigi around this bitch.
Here we go.
And down said, hey, they like Luigi.
They got sacked. They was like, you got a mushroom on the sideline.
Yeah, but the Bengals, man, listen, 0-2 start. They just broke Joe Burrow. See, I think when you pay a quarterback an ass of money, it's just been like a thing where they have a bad year. Or maybe it's just any player. I mean, we paid Debo last year. He feel like he ain't play well. Which, I mean, he could have played worse.
So, if you don't mind me interjecting or putting this on another situation, do you mind if we pop into another situation or another conversation about what we're talking about? So he's in a bad year. I'm thinking about college football. The dominance or not the dominance that we thought they were.
Who, Georgia?
I'm using Georgia. I'm using Alabama. I'm definitely using Clemson.
Yeah, it's about to be a shift in the power rankings for sure. I think that a lot of teams are going to decline, but it's going to make them approach their this off season much different. Like Nick Saban is definitely going to be in a lot more people. Grandma and mama got to hang on kitchen and living room trying to recruit them kids. You know what I'm saying?
But see, they didn't like the whole what do you call it? The portal. They didn't like the portal.
Of course they didn't. But look at the difference in the season that Coach Prime is having and that Saban's having. This is why it was such an issue, and they almost got into it about that because, like, you know, at the end of the day, they've been so accustomed to everybody want to come play for me. Everybody want to come here, blah, 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 yada, yada. But now you persuading people to go elsewhere. So by the time you need to come look, it's less talented people out there that's available. And the big time talent already been spoken for. So it's crazy, man. But you know, you just kind of gotta have somebody looking in the transfer portal and thoroughly knowing like what the people that's in it are capable of, so you can snatch them up as fast as you can, man.
I guess for me, I mean, I look at it as myself. I'm like, I just think that's so hilarious because this is like, I know for a fact Dabo Sweeney literally came out and was like, I don't like going through the transfer portal. And it was just like, that's why you're fucking lost.
Right. It's
like, you lost because of that. And then just like, now I look at Alabama and I'm not necessarily being on that bandwagon, but like, I think Nick Saban is done. But I'm just like, I feel like the rest of the people have literally got to a point where like, we know what they're trying to do now.
Yeah.
We know what they're trying to do. Hey, and another thing that's so funny about that situation, I looked at it running back. They do not have these fucking munch stars that they had as running backs anymore.
Yeah. I don't think Nick Saban is done, but I think that like his consecutive reign of dominance is done. But I also think that Georgia believed that they were gonna have a Nick Saban type run, as far as well, Alabama type run, and they thought Kirby Smart was gonna have like a Nick Saban type run, and I
Yeah.
just think that Georgia didn't look like the number one team in the country against South Carolina. I think that even though South Carolina always plays them tough, like if we came out the second half like the first half, South Carolina technically only lost the third quarter to the point that it gave the game away. But South Carolina starts slow, and South Carolina starts fast, and Georgia starts slow. So basically, they're inverse of each other. And so basically, Carolina came out hot, went in the locker room and cooled off, and Georgia came out and heated up after halftime. So, but I think that certain teams ain't gonna let off the gas. And when you face those teams, you can't just play one half of football. You can't.
It just, I always say, it's funny how Carolina counters Georgia, and it's funny how Georgia counters Carolina. It's just one of those things where, like, you can sit there. You know, it's its own story if you write it out in a sense. Like, we see the game and you're like, okay, well, Carolina's leading. It's 14-3. It's like, South Carolina actually got a chance. But normally, at the same time, you like, Georgia gonna end up coming back. Like, the only way I ever believe in South Carolina doing this is like, if I see South Carolina take the lead and blow them out, I'm just like, they're not gonna win this game. But it's like, damn, I've been disappointed there because South Carolina has won close games versus them.
Yeah, it's just about like playing all four quarters. I think Shane Beamer like really got South Carolina in a good space. I think that we having good quarterback play, arguably the best quarterback play that we really have had in a long time from Spencer Rattler. But I just feel like that if he running for his life out here and just making stuff happen, like after a while he gonna get gassed, or hurt up or something. Like you gotta help that man be great too, And I think that our defense pretty much let Georgia get life because they seemed gas even coming straight out of halftime. Almost like they didn't get a halftime break. They were gassed on the first drive. Like maybe conditioning was the difference in that particular game. I don't know, but it seemed like it. But I mean, I can go on all day about this college football and the NFL and their issues and stuff, man. But I gotta kind of shift gears a little bit just so I don't stretch it out too far, too long. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But
sir.
the next thing I want to jump into real quick for everybody that's you know tuned in, um, it's my merch, man. For all my battles, my military folks. I got the Insomniatic Tan tees out here. Um, it's pretty much one of the most popular tees of all the tees. I can't lie, and I definitely fool with it. I got mine, of course, as pictured here. You know, and of course I had to model my own stuff because I'm a handsome fella. So who but me? Why cut a check? But no, as you purchase your T-shirt, please send me Look, as you purchase your merch from me, man, send me pics. I would definitely post it. I'll use it on the website as well. I appreciate the love and support. I don't take that for granted. Like I say all the time, man, there's many people I supported the shit out of, and they won't click a button, they won't share, they won't like, they won't nothing. But it's cool. I appreciate the strangers that rock with me who don't know me at all. Um, I don't take it for granted. I do not. And I have multiple colors of all of this stuff. So here's a little bit more colors for you right there. Carolina blue. We got the navy blue right there, the black, the white. Um, I even got the yellow and black for my sis Mimi. Like you can customize whatever you want to, but
You got Colorado colors.
Yep, I do. I can get it and ship it right out to you. I promise you. I can do any colors. So
I had to ask you that because I had to troll you because I'm like, I know that. Let me tell you something. This does not take away from anything you talking about. I knew that the Colorado thing was a big thing when I literally seen somebody. I see them all the time. They never have anything on, like as far as college teams, anything like that. Just see them out of nowhere, and it's like they got a whole Colorado, and I'm saying this, a whole Colorado athletic like sweats, and they should say, "See you, prom." I'm just like,
wow, just buying. Look. Well,
this
he's a.
man is making so much money for this school.
That's what I
It's
say.
crazy.
He's a marketing genius, and I'm trying to be like him. So I wish everybody was showing up in their insomniatic, sweatsuits and stuff like that. Hey, let's make it happen. If you want to do it, holla at me. I got you. I could get it done. On another note, some of my people they tied the knot recently, and my duty calls, and they understand because they are also kind of in a federal line of work in a different entity, but they tied the knot, and I just want to give them a congratulations. So, congratulations to my brother Quentin Elliott and his now wife, Tip, as I call her, Elliott. You know, I'm proud of y'all. Always been proud of y'all, and I'm grateful to know y'all. I'm grateful that y'all made it official. Y'all definitely an inspirational couple, making power moves all the time, and I wish y'all nothing but the best. I definitely wanted to take the time and say that. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, man. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, and y'all know how we do when we link up.
I wish you had the sound. I would have had the sound. I would throw that thing in the background. But hey, congratulations for sure.
Oh yeah. What sound you talking about?
Like the clap. You know what I'm saying? The applause.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I do.
But but still, regardless of it, like anything that what you just said, that's appreciation. That's everything. Like, congratulations.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Continue
for sure.
to be great in your own way. Continue to be great.
Right. And for now, I'm gonna just go ahead and end on that note because I got so much more to unpack with everything that's been going on. It's just like I can't get it all in one episode, so I'm gonna break it up some. My boy Jay McCain definitely will be back.
Yes, sir.
My boy Nard will be back. Even though he's not here tonight, but
Y'all better tag into these posters, man. Y'all better get on Kato the King. He's found on everything. You go on Instagram, TikTok, anything.
Facebook, the Insomniatic brand.
You better get on all that.
X, formerly known as Twitter. It's the Insomniatic LLC. Listen, man, Insomniatic's just a representation of, people who gotta get it.
His own Twitter site.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, we up, man. We ain't sleep. We ain't never gonna be sleep. So anytime you need somewhere to come to have some entertainment, just come here. I appreciate y'all fooling with me, rocking with me, and just checking us out. I appreciate every click, every share, every subscribe, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good one, and like I said, appreciate you for rocking with me.
Selling ghetto hills. Some of that Carolina shit. All them country boys and country girls around the world. Yeah. One more time.
For all my folk, man, who was raised on them dirt roads. Back country, low country, you know what I'm talking about. That stuff they diss, but they don't know about this.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's go.